Lisa. I'm here today with a sketch from Shamel's blog, shamel.com. She's doing an event this weekend. I'm working on this on Sunday. I don't know exactly when I'll get it published this week, but I know that the challenges are open for several days, so check out all the different things that she has going on. I've selected this one to do with the sketch that it was designed for 3 photos across the top and a lot of blank area, maybe for a larger pattern paper design. The guest designer that she had do a page actually used 6 photos and a neutral background, and I think I'm going to land somewhere in the middle on the background. I don't think it's going to be neutral, but it's not going to be a big pattern. But I do have 6 photos. I liked that idea. And then I'll have a place down here for journaling, and I'm thinking about maybe some washi tape around here, since I'm going to use the idea of keeping the photos sort of offset to the left from the sketch. When I looked at these are pictures of things that I want to do this summer. They represent something that I want to do during the summer. They may not be obvious to everybody, but they're things that mean something to me. And when I looked at the pictures and went looking for papers, I started with my most summery collection, Herbs and Honey, which I selected because I knew we'd be going to the farmer's market and my husband would be growing some vegetables. There are a lot of great new tone on tones in here, as well as these vegetable kind of papers, and all these colors just went beautifully with my photos. So I want to use a lot of these. I only have a couple of pages in 12 by 12, but I have the 6 by 6, so I think I'm going to do a mat behind each one from some different papers in here. I also got the chipboard pieces with this, and while I don't really want to emphasize the fruit and vegetable part of this layout, there are some things I think that would work. There's the flower vase. There's another little smaller grouping of flowers that might be a better size for my page, and just some other small elements, and the Celebrate Today that I think will be good for this summer themed page. And then of course I have some lettering. I haven't decided for sure on a background. I thought I'd get my foreground papers on here first and then kind of work from there.
So to determine the size of the mats, I laid the photos out and kind of took a measurement of the entire thing, of what I want all of the mat total to end up being. And I decided that 8.5 long would work, and 9 inches wide was a little bit narrow, but it allowed me to divide it into 3-inch segments. So if I take the 8.5 and divide it by 2, I've got 4.25 by 3-inch wide pieces that I'll need to cut from my 6 by 6 papers. And that's a good size because only 3 inches wide means I still have quite a bit of paper then left with each piece to do something else, to die cut or do something later on, since this is my first time through using this collection. Picking out some papers here that I like. I love this one with the fruit on it that looks like you know, a carton of fruit, but I think that most of those words would get covered up, so that it seems to be wasted here. I actually end up picking out 7 sheets, so I'll have a little bit extra, and then I can decide for sure which ones I want once I've finalized the background choice. They all look good with the green, and they look pretty good with the gold. Or I don't know, that gold may be a little bit bright, or it's more of a yellow color really. So I'm going to go ahead and go cut those down. And I've just taken a regular piece of typing paper to lay these on so I can easily move them onto different backgrounds. Kind of getting the order of what I like on which piece. And now I can put these on the different backgrounds. We'll try the green. This is wild wasabi from Stampin' Up! It's cardstock. And then that yellow paper, I really wanted to use that yellow paper, but it's just too bold. It just really takes over the whole layout. So I've ended up with the green. I did go and check to see if I had any other green pattern papers, and I had this one from My Mind's Eye that's not bad, but again, that lighter color just doesn't work as well for me. So I decided that the green's going to work out better. And I'm also going to swap out this one red piece of pattern paper because my main word is in red and it would get lost there. So just doing a little bit of shuffling around so I can have kind of the 3 they're the bottom, two bottom ones, and then that one in the top middle are the boulder patterns, and kind of spread out where I have the boulder patterns and where I have more subtle patterns. Now the tool I'm using today that I haven't used in quite some time is my basic gray magnetic mat. I don't know why I don't use this more. When I first got it, I used it all the time. And then I moved it off my work table, and I just kind of forget that I have it. But anytime you have a bunch of stuff to line up, this is a great tool. I ordered mine years ago, but you can get them. I think AC Moore carries them. And if you get one, get an extra set of magnets because you'll probably need them. Especially if you are going to be moving things. It's a great tool to do a layout if you're not sure you're ready to finish it. Maybe want to think about it a little bit, kind of move it off your work area, or if you don't have a scrap room and you have to move from one place to another in your house, it's a really great tool for that. But it's wonderful for lining things up and getting them nice and straight. And so I spent some time here doing that, and I also distressed the edges. I went ahead and did I just did a couple there on camera with vintage photo ink. And I'm going to put the word summer on, and I start putting it right in the middle. And after I get it on there, I kind of realize that I'm going to have a word on each side, and the right-hand word is actually a little longer. I probably should have put it just a little bit to the left, but it's fine. And these particular thickers are foam thickers, and they don't need any extra glue. So I'm going to have my summer plans, and I'm using some October Afternoon mini markets. Now the title was originally supposed to be kind of below the photos, but since I put 2 rows of photos, I went ahead and put it in the middle. And I'm starting to lay out some of my chipboard elements. I'm going to need a couple of small ones here. And I think these are a little better colors. The ones on the front side of there were more pink colors, and I didn't use any pink in my layout. I do think I'm going to have to add a little something to them. They're kind of small, so we'll get to that in a moment. I mentioned earlier I wanted to put some washi tape perhaps along the bottom. And I decided on a tone on tone and just did some green polka dot washi tape there. I don't think it needs to go up the side. I think just across the bottom is going to be enough because I've still got to put the journaling on. The sketch has something at the top, but I didn't like the look of anything there on the top. Now underneath these pieces of chipboard, I decided to go through stickers. And how I organize my stickers, not very organized, they're just in a drawer because I don't have tons of stickers. But I do have quite a few label stickers, and I think those are going to work out the best, just to put a label sticker behind each one. So I'm going through, and I've got a lot of choices here. I decided to find the ones that had the most already pulled off of them, so maybe I can work through some of these sheets this year. I flipped through some of the label stickers, but nothing really appealed to me. I want to, try to tone down some of my supplies this summer, so I thought I'd go through the label stickers, and there's one that's just almost completely used up. I didn't end up, I don't think, pulling off of it. I have one there from crepe paper that was actually part of a Christmas collection, but it's just a red circle, so it's fine to use, and that will give a little bit more weight to these very tiny embellishments. And then I've got a green oval shaped one that matches really nicely. And I've still got to put my journaling in here. I've typed it up on strips of cardstock, the same color cardstock. I used to have a wide format printer, and eventually I got rid of it because it was just, it got to where it didn't print very well, and it was just so expensive to maintain. So now when I want to print something like this, I just print on the same color or a close color and put it on top, and don't worry about printing on 12 by 12. All right, we're getting close. I did realize I probably should put 2014 on this so that I would know in the future which summer it was that these plans were for. And I got to use some old stickers again. These are from crepe paper, and they're several years old. So I don't use numbers that much. So this is a good opportunity to get a few of those things used. Now I think that my little pieces of chipboard need something in the middle, so I'm going to put some brads in the middle of those really small ones up there. I also think that I need something there beside of Celebrate Today. The crocodile will let me punch a hole where it will reach. I don't have the big bite crocodile, so for one of these I'm going to have to use my paper piercing tool, and you have to be very careful when you do this, and don't get your fingers behind it. I tried to take it off, but it was just too stuck down. You know how things are. They stick when you want to move them. They don't stick when you do. Or vice versa. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean. Okay, and then for Celebrate This, what I did was just add a little bit of perfect pearls there. And that one did come up for me, so I could put some ribbon under it. I need a little more color there in the lower right-hand corner, so I've got some stick-on ribbon in a yellow check. That's a nice summery look. I just have a dickens of a time getting it on there straight. It's worse than washi tape to get straight. Okay. And I'll stick Celebrate This back on there, and then I'm going to put some little dots of silver liquid pearls so they look kind of like brads, except they're going to be smaller than any of the brads that I would have. Okay. And that finishes up our page. So let's take a look at the sketch. I did 6 photos with the title in the middle and kept the embellishments everywhere they were supposed to be except down at the bottom. I went ahead and slid my embellishments more to the right. So thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed this sketch. It's from Shamel.com, so be sure and check out her challenges this week, and check out my blog for other process videos and projects that I have going on. Thanks.